All right. Welcome to everybody to a channel formerly known as Sewing Everything, now known as GTV. I forgot to bring this up in the video I just ended because this was the other topic that I was supposed to talk about. And that is, did Carrie drop my docs? Um, Let me publicly say this to everybody right now. First of all, I want to explain what exactly dropping somebody docs actually is. And that is when you reveal where the person lives, when you reveal what their government name is, when you reveal uh, just who the person actually is online. That's when you are dropping somebody's docs. Now, my docs was dropped on here, I'd probably say about 10 years ago on here as far as like my name went. Now, the whole scandal that happened with that was I ran a marathon, and I think in that video, I mentioned my first and my last name on that particular video. Now, a lot of people didn't watch that particular video. That video was only about, about maybe 100 or something people that initially saw the video. And this is when I was insanely ignorant about privacy and all this other stuff on the internet. Now, what I want to say is important because it'll give people an idea what I've been through for the last, I don't know, a little bit more than a decade here on YouTube. But there was this content creator named Alex Botten who happened to see the video, and he basically had a bigger audience than me. He had a much more influence than I did at that particular time. And this was during the Great Debate days, and this was a major no-no back then. And he basically made that video popular by showing everybody it. It was a big thing. He basically was ostracized from the community for doing that and a couple of other things. Back then, that was a no-no. But it happened a while ago, right? People will, and then I don't know how many of you actually remember this. When I first had my first public fight, actually, that's a bad example. When I had my first public fight with Shani, when I had the house the very first time, because again, everybody only talks about the second time. Nobody talks about the first time. Again, only the ignorant gets on here and talks about the second and then don't bring up the first. But during that particular time, Shani made a YouTube video and basically attempted to drop me in that particular video and made herself look kind of stupid doing it. Because when I responded to it, she deleted the video. And I wasn't threatening to call the police or nothing like that. I wasn't threatening to do any of those things. I just pointed out some things and showed her how stupid she looked. But yeah, so I had Botten do it. Kind of did it to myself a little bit. And then I told people I wanted to be known as G-Man on here. People started to respect that. The people who didn't respect it, I blocked them into the shadow realm. You know what I mean? And what I basically mean by that is once I block you like that, you ain't getting unblocked. I don't care if you give me $1 million. I'm not unblocking you ever. So I'm pretty cruel when it comes to the blocking thing on here. But people started respecting me, calling me Gmail, or they couldn't have a conversation with me. You know what I mean? So not to mention, I started basically when I found out that they didn't care about privacy, they got a taste of their own medicine. I'm one of the things that people need to know about me regarding this is that when people don't respect your privacy, I won't respect yours either. So when we get to Carrie, I want to let everybody know something here. Carrie did not doc drop me. Carrie did not drop my docs. I'm going to say this one more time and slow like for some of the people on here. Stop trying to get me to turn on Carrie. Carrie did not drop my docs. If you have an education that is better than that of a GED level, you would know why I'm saying that. Carrie did not drop my docs. As a matter of fact, I don't think she's ever betrayed me ever. Really, Carrie. I don't think she's ever betrayed me one time. I think some people are good on here with giving certain people on here false information. Now, I'm being told that Carrie gave my information to Buffweep. Okay. The truth of the matter is that from what I'm hearing, what Carrie gave to Buffweep, it's just not where I live. It's just stupid. There is one person on here who knows where I live. They don't know the exact address. And I've mentioned this person on YouTube many times, but this is literally the only person on here who knows where I live. Her name is Mistress Karma. She's literally the only person who actually knows how to find me. But I mean, I didn't even tell certain other people on here. And then there's obviously my best friend on planet Earth, Evangelist Ken, who went and betrayed me if you gave him all of the gold in Fort Knox. Believe me, he tried to buy him. How much he tried to give him that one time? $200, I think it was. He just said, nope, not interested. I think some people remember that little bit of lore when she tried that nonsense, if you've been around long enough. But I am going to say this publicly again, because again, this happens to be me saying this. This is G-Man saying this. This isn't a fan saying this. This isn't a person who just started their YouTube channel yesterday saying this. This isn't somebody who, I'm telling you, myself, as G-Man, Carrie did not drop my docs. Now, in order to drop my docs, and this is important, I want everybody to listen to this here. In order to drop my docs, you actually have to know my docs. And I am so protective over my privacy that I would put a person through a litany of tests before I tell anybody certain things about myself. And I'm very good at doing that. The only other person who would have got that information would have been, let me see, probably would have been somebody else that I was friends with on the internet. But I'm going to say this again. Carrie did not drop my docs. You want to know why? Carrie doesn't know what my docs are. Everybody on here knows my name. I'm not talking about that. Everybody on here knows that. What everybody on here don't know is where I lay my head every day. There's literally only one YouTuber. One. You know what I mean? This is the person that nobody watches. That's what's hilarious about this. And that location is about to be changed again soon. So all this Carrie dropped my doc stuff. If I were you guys, I would go get a hobby, because she couldn't drop them if she wanted to, because she would have to know them for that to happen. So I think that's important that I talked about that. Okay. That's why I never got mad at Carrie. That's why I never raged at Carrie, because Carrie didn't have anything to make me rage. She did not. She did not. She did not. She did not. She did not drop my docs. Carrie does not know my docs. She does not know where I live. She does not know much about me. And this is coming out of my mouth. Now, if you hear from anybody on YouTube who claims she does know where I live, remember those two words I taught you. Make them prove it. Make them prove it. Where have I made the majority of my videos? For crying out loud. How stupid are these people on the internet? So you heard it out of my mouth. Carrie never dropped my docs. Let me be quiet for a moment because I just want that to settle into people's heads. Stop telling me that Carrie dropped my docs. She did not drop anything. She is innocent. She is innocent. Now, this brings up a really interesting point. Why are people telling me this? People have been trying to get me to go to war with Carrie for the longest. And that's simply not going to be the case. That's simply not going to be the case. So I'm not just saying this for my health or whatever. This is the last time, the very last time I'm telling anybody this. She did not drop my docs. Anyway, you guys have a great day. God bless.